All right, a major announcement on Tumblr. Yes, Yahoo CEO, as you mentioned, Marissa Mayer, she is pregnant with identical twin girls. But that is not what's making the headlines, is it?
Yeah, it's not. Mayer says, since my pregnancy has been healthy and uncomplicated, and since this is a unique time in Yahoo's transformation, I plan to approach the pregnancy and delivery, as I did with my son 3 years ago, taking limited time away and working throughout.
Now, you know, opinions on Mayer's announcement flooded Twitter instantly. And Julia Kingsford tweeted, Yahoo CEO just announced she's pregnant and taking limited maternity leave. Cue endless articles on the rights and wrongs of her choice.
Yeah, that's completely true. All right, Faye DeMoishon, a mom and founder of Social Skills for Success, joins us via Skype, along with Melissa Gerstein, host of the Moms with Denise and Melissa on Sirius. Thank you both for joining us. Faye, let's start with you. You went back to work 2 weeks after delivering your first baby and 3 weeks after your second child. Do you think Mayer's plan helps or hurts women in the workplace?
I think it shows women that we have a choice. We have a choice as far as what we can do and what we want to do. I mean, I think the beautiful thing of what Marissa has done is that she's also offered her employees, women get 16 weeks of maternity leave paid, and fathers get 8 weeks paid. So while she's making her own decision, she's respecting other people's decisions.
Yeah, it's important to mention that she actually doubled the amount of paid time that women take off from 8 to 16 weeks while she was there. I want to take a tweet from Jay Parker Boulder. He writes, congrats, speaking to, of course, the CEO, but I wish you would use your position to demand maternity leave instead of promising to spend so little time with new ones. So Mayer had the option of taking the full 16 weeks, but she decided against it. Melissa, isn't it really just a mom's choice and nobody else's business what she decides to do?
It is a mom's choice. Every household is different. Everyone's income and financial situation is different. However, she is in a position of power and can really make a difference. Now, she does have stockholders to report to. She is the CEO of a major company. Her situation is unique and different. But the problem is, if she doesn't take that mat leave, there's going to be guilt that's trickled down in her company. And so why would another executive not take the mat leave? So I feel like maybe if Zuckerberg does take the time, it'll show the employees that it's okay to take that family time. And that family time is so important once a baby comes into your life. I remember going back to work immediately. I had anxiety. I was still breastfeeding. It's very difficult. And I think the baby suffers the most. I think that home time is really crucial. And so if she's touting that she's had this beautiful pregnancy and she's going to stay and go right back to work, I'm not sure her employees are going to respect and feel that they can stay at home too. It's very difficult if that's not an example set.
But I think it's important to also note the examples that are being set, right? Because at the end of the day, she does give 16 weeks to her employees. But Faye, you know, and I want
16 weeks. We're still so far behind in this country. 16 weeks, I'm sorry, is still not enough. I lived in Canada for a year when my son was born, and you have the option to take a year, and that year is so important.
And Melissa, I think that's important that you said that, but that's also a different conversation, right? Because what we're talking about, and Faye, I want you to weigh in on this, what we're talking about here is 16 weeks is given to the employees of Yahoo. Yes, we've talked about that. That is a fact, right? But she's making a choice to only take 2 weeks. And granted, you make a really good point, Melissa. She has the means, right, to provide the care needed for those twins to get proper care with or without her. But again, as a woman, you can make that choice. If you want to go back to work sooner, you can certainly do that. Faye, can you weigh in on that?
That's what I agree with, is that she's making the choice. And sure, she's a big figure at, you know, in a very large position, but it's her choice. She doesn't have to she doesn't have to listen to what other people are saying. And I think as a mother, that's one thing I've truly come to believe, is that every woman has a choice. And her choice might be different from my choice, might be different from your choice or Melissa's choice, but she's making her own choice. And she's giving her employees a choice also. And a choice that's actually pretty generous.
Yeah,
in a country,
right? But this is very specific.
Wait,
not
Melissa,
all mothers. Yeah, sorry.
Melissa, I just want to ask you: is this no different than shaming to take issue with the idea that she's just taken this 2 weeks, which is what I would imagine the masses that are on that side of the equation take umbrage with when people tend to make them feel guilty for taking the time?
It's not shaming. What she has done is open the conversation we need to have here again. And the bottom line is working moms need options, whether they want to go back to work because they need it, it's in their DNA, or they want to stay home. And 16 weeks is lovely, but it's not a big enough option. And I'm talking about all across the country here with various companies. We need more options for working moms if they want to go back because they need the money, if they want to go back because they love to work, or if they want to stay home because they need that year and it's crucial with their child.
And again,
That's
there's always the issue of just being a woman and you feel like you're between a rock and a hard place, right? Because you want to have children, you want to have a family, but you also want to maintain your career and not lose that 3 months. It's a really difficult decision. I think we can all agree on that. Melissa, Faye, thanks so much for this fantastic conversation. We appreciate it.
Thanks.